Boys and girls, this is journal page 164, lesson 7.5. Find the missing dimension. Use the scale factor 1 to 8, and that's going to be for the whole table here. So number 1, we'll use the scale factor 1 to 8. Remember, that has no units on it. It's 1, anything you want, per 8, anything of the same unit. For instance, 1 inch to 8 inches, 1 centimeter to 8 centimeters, 1 yard to 8 yards. It doesn't matter what the unit is as long as it's the same for both. So 1 to 8 equals, we're setting up a proportion here, 168 inches. Remember, the model goes on top of the proportion on this side, so 168 inches. And that's going to give us whatever goes down here. We'll call it X inches. Now, we're not going to end in inches because they want it in feet, but we'll get it in feet in a minute. So, well, you can do cross factors here, 8 times 168, and then 1 times X. Or you could look here and say, well, 1 times 168 is 168. 8 times 168, and then that'll give us X. And everybody knows that 8 times 168 is obviously 1,344, right? We all know that. 1,344 inches. But like I said, we need that in feet. Well, remember, there's 12 inches in 1 foot. So I will divide by 12 to see how many feet I can get out of 1,344. And if I divide that by 12, I get, so divided by 12 is 112 feet. 1,344 inches equals 12 feet. Number 2. Same thing, I start with 1 over 8 for my scale factor. They don't give me the model this time. This time they give me the actual, so it goes on the bottom over here, 200 meters. And we want the width in centimeters, but we'll find it in meters first, and remember to change it to centimeters. Well, 8 times 25 is how I get to 200. Oops. Eight times 25 gets us to 200. So a 1 times 25 is 25. So 25 meters. Remember, every one of those meters is 100 centimeters. So I multiply by 100, and I get 2,500 centimeters. 2,500 centimeters. Another, see here, up here I'm dividing by 12 because there's 12 inches in a foot, but here I'm multiplying by 100 when there's 100 centimeters in a meter. And I remember, if I'm multiplying or dividing, if the units are getting smaller, then the number part has to get bigger. And here my units went from inches to feet, so my units got bigger, so my number part had to get smaller. Okay, that helps me remember anyway. Number 3. 1 to 8 is our scale factor again. This time, again, they gave us the actual, which goes on the bottom, 6.4 feet. They want it in inches, of course. We'll find it in feet and then convert that to inches. 8 times 0.8. I know 8 times 8 is 64. If I want one spot behind the decimal, 8 times 0.8 is 6.4. 1 times 0.8 is 0.8. Now, my unit is getting smaller, so my number has to get bigger. So I will multiply by 12. And 0.8 times 12 will give us 9.6. 9.6 inches. 1 over 8 is our scale factor once again. This time they give us the model, so it's on top, 36.5 inches. They want their answer in feet. 1 times 36.5 is 36.5. 8 times 36.5 gives us 290 2 inches. 292 inches. Now we divide by 12 because our unit is getting larger, our number gets smaller. We divide by 12, 12 inches in a foot, and we'll get 24 with one third. Okay, it's 24 and 4/12 when we divide, but that simplifies to 24 and 1/3 feet. And number 5, the diameter of the moon is 2,160 miles. A model has a scale of 1 inch to 150 miles. What's the diameter of the model? So this time we don't have a scale factor, we just have a scale, which means it includes some units. 1 inch, 150 miles. And they told us the moon, that's the actual thing, is the moon, 2160 for miles. And we want to know how many inches that is. So we could do cross products here, or if you knew that, we can't, 150 doesn't go in totally evenly here. So 1 times 2,160 is 2,160, and 150 times x is 150x. Divide both sides by 150, and x equals 14.4. So x is 14.4 inches. Number 6, a map has a scale of 1 inch to 4 miles. So you measure, this is 6a, you measure 3 inches between your house and the movie theater. How many miles is it from your house to the movie theater? Well, we could do that one in our head, but let's write it down like this. 1 inch is 4 miles, and we said 3 inches. So multiply by 3, 12 miles. And part B, it's 17 miles to the mall. How many inches is that on the map? Again, 1 inch is 4 miles. And this time we know it's 17 miles. We want to know how many inches. Cross products, 1 times 17 is 17. 4 times x is 4x. Divide by 4, divide by 4. X equals, 4 goes into 17 4 times with 1 left over. 4 and 1/4, or 4.25 inches. Well, if you have any questions, ask in class, and we will see you tomorrow.